Good afternoon, YouTube. It is Saturday, May 18th, and a huge shout out to Drew Manchu for supplying the gifts used in the intro today. Those were awesome. Okay, I'm JB, and welcome to another edition of What's On Today with Discovery Bay, home of the YouTube Comic Community Channel Guide. This is the show where I'm going to share some of my top picks from the sea of comic content that was released yesterday. Then I'm going to run down a lineup of content creators that are either releasing, premiered, or going live. So let's get started with a quick recap of yesterday's highlights. There are links to these channels in the descriptions below. These channels have been discovered. Okay, first item on the recap. Over at the Lords of the Longbox channel, we got breaking news video titled Breaking News, Huge Casting of Major Marvel Character for the MCU Phase 4. Let's take a peek.
What's up, YouTubeites and Longbox? This is your man TiVo from Lords of the Longbox. Sorry we had to do this again. We went live, and I think the Marvel snipers took us out. So we're going to pre-record this, and we're going to put it back up. As basically, as you know, this is kind of our breaking news about some major Marvel casting, and we're going to go for it right now. So as we said, I got news today. We have a...
TiVo with the scoop, man. That's great information. To see this entire video and more great content from the Lords of the Longbox channel, click the link right here. Okay, next item on the recap comes from the 64-page special channel. He released a video titled Favorite Comic Books, JP's Budget Collecting Contest. Let's take a look.
Hey gang, JP's Budget Collecting is having a contest. He wants to know our very favorite storyline. And mine has to be the first storyline from Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. It's so good that Neil Gaiman ripped it off for his first storyline in Sandman. Sure, the old business tycoon was an old wizard, and yes, Swamp Thing was kept in a drawer, and Sandman was kept in a dome, and the old-time Justice League villain who has similar powers to the hero terrorizes a town and not a diner. But man, Swamp Thing's so good, you just have to rip it off. I just can't stand the thought that for the price of one new comic, I could buy $4 comics of the exact same value.
He has the best voice for these videos, and that last line, awesome. To see this entire video and more great content from 64-page special channel, click the link right here. Okay, the final item on the recap comes from the POCAN Joe channel. He released a video titled Haul, Review, and Contest Update. Let's take a peek.
Hey, what's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? I'm POCAN Joe, and as always, you're pretty cool for coming by. Appreciate having you by. This is a haul video, tiny review, and contest update of entries and how to get into the contest. It's a great contest. Highly recommend you sign up for it. But let's go into my haul video and find out what I got. Right, like this thing's all over the place. It is a disaster. Who's rating this? Is this King? Yeah, this is King. I should have known better. Yeah, King. I think maybe you might be going through some stuff. And instead of maybe writing a comic book that kind of hints to it, maybe you need to go see a therapist. Like, go get help.
Some of the best reviews on YouTube right there. To see this video and more great content from the POCAN Joe channel, click the link right here. Also, tomorrow night you can catch POCAN Joe along with Huey, Drew Manchu, Midwest Comic Man, and Spider Grandpa over at the Blast It or Stash It channel at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern for their weekly live stream where they do the best comic reviews on YouTube. Alright, now let's get to today's lineup and find out what's on today with Discovery Bay. All of these times are listed in both Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time, and all the channel links with timestamps are in the description below. Today there are 10 shows in the lineup and 7 of them are going live. So, first up at 12 a.m. Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern.
Whosoever watches this channel, if he or she be worthy, shall acquire the knowledge from High Road Comics.
Arrow over at High Road Comics is releasing a video titled High Road Comics Unboxes More Avengers Endgame Keys. Okay, at 1 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Eastern. Joe Ryan Comics will be releasing his video titled Comic Book Haul May 15th, 2019, New Comic Book Day. At 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, head over to R. Wheatley 0206 for the next installment in his series titled Comic Community Want List number 16. Find your comics and collectibles here. This is an absolutely fantastic community resource, and if you want to get on the list or check out the full list, check him out at the link right here. Alright, at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, over at John's Comics with Kids channel, we get our first live stream of the day titled Saturday Morning Comics with Charlie again. This is still my favorite Saturday morning event. Stop by and say hello to John and Charlie. Now, there is no CBSI review from JP today, as there was no CBSI list from this week 6 months ago in honor of Stan Lee's passing. So, at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, Soldier and Fuchsia, one of my favorite comic book couples, over at the SolgrOnly channel, give us the next installment in their terrific live series titled Married with Issues. Today is the 18th episode. Come join them in the live chat as they show off their most recent hauls and talk comic book news. Okay, at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Aw, yeah! Over at the Just a Rican in his comics channel, Rod, Jeffrey, Comic-Con Henson, and Edwin the Comic Jabroni join forces for a great live show titled Coast to Coast Comics. Today's the 20th episode and it's gonna be great! Let's join them in the live chat as they welcome a very special guest, Dan Piercy. We hope to see you in the chat. Okay, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, over at Robert the Comic Book G-Spot Galvin's channel, we should be getting a live stream titled Flea Market Finds with special guest. Join Robert in the live chat as he shows us some super flea market finds and welcomes a very special guest. You will have to tune in to find out who. Okay, also at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, over at the Mr. Garrel channel, we should be getting the next installment in this series titled The Hunters with Barbarian Kungfu. Join Mr. Garrel and Barbarian Kungfu in the live chat. Say hello. Alright, also at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, let's check out the boys over at Gem Mint Collectibles as they go live with episode number 54 of their self-titled show. This is the one where Mint and Manimal sit around, have a couple drinks, maybe have a cigar, and do their thing. Come stop by the chat and leave a thumbs up. Alright, the last item on the lineup and the last live show that I know about starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Head over and check out a special live stream from the Comic Core channel titled Comic Core Live Auction. It's Saturday night and the Comic Core is going live again. Please join myself, along with Carson of Seawater 19, Israel of Comic Spectre, Caleb the Comic Smurf Murphy, and Russell of Whodat Comics and Movies as we offer the best deals on comic books on Saturday night. Okay, well that's it for today's show. Thank you for taking the time to watch me and our channel today. Please visit us on Facebook and Instagram, where I will post this schedule with any ads and or changes this afternoon. We've also got a Patreon page if you're interested in supporting the channel. If you'd enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you know of anyone who might be interested in this information or may want to be included in this show, please share this with them. Also, leave me a comment on how I can improve the show or if there's any channels out there I should be watching. If you're not already a subscriber, think about subscribing so you don't miss any of this great new content. Who knows? You may find your new favorite channel today. And as always, don't forget, we had a good time.